Welcome to Core Captains, a volleyball podcast where we talk all things Major League Volleyball. And my name is just Ian this week because you know what, guys? Sometimes the three of you get together on a Zoom and you just don't hit record and you talk about volleyball for like 2 hours, and the jokes are just prime jokes, sick jokes, jokes like we've never told on an episode, and then Zoom didn't record it. So that episode is in the dead zone somewhere, lost to time. You can just imagine in your own mind how incredible the lines, the responses, mine and Nikki and Kelly's banter. It was on another level this week, but no one will ever hear it except, the ether. So this week, it's going to be a shorter one. We're just going to do a Scorner, you and me here together. But first, I still want to shout out our sponsor for this season's episodes, and it's Volley, the app. I check the Volley app for weekly schedules, there's scores, there's stats, there's standings, there's all the stuff. There's highlights on there. Last week we talked about the daily grid. Nikki's like in 10th in the daily grid standings. She doesn't watch one of the leagues. So get on there. You can easily become top 10 because how good can Nikki's grid skills be? I don't know. I haven't done the grid, but it inspires me. But also, I wanted to mention there's still fantasy volleyball in the app too. You can still join to this day, and the league will handicap you so you still have a chance to win in the league. Hop on there. Check it out. It is playvolley.com/courtcaptains, playvolley.com/courtcaptains, and thank them for being a sponsor of the show this season. All right. Before when Nikki was here, there were some injuries, there was some news, there were some questions from Will from Rockford. Thank you for submitting those questions. But like I said, hopefully you were listening in on some sort of psychic line because Nikki answered those questions. So we'll have to get back to them next week. We had some good convo, so we'll get back to it. But this week, before we leave, just still wanted to get you the scores so you could have them. You have a little something to take with you, take home. So let's do the Scorner. First, Tuesday, March 10th. I wanted to mention it. Wasn't on last week's episode, so it's on the kind of weird Tuesday vibe. But Omaha, they needed a get-right game. They got it. Best team in the league to get a get-right game from right now this season. It's Columbus. It was on the Roku channel. They won 25-22, 25-16, 25-17 in a sweep in Ohio. It was a long time ago, like I said, so we'll keep it brief. But they out-hit the Fury 269-107, led by an absolutely massive Sarah Parsons game. She hit 441 with 18 kills and a block. Janice Liao also came in. She had 625 with 6 kills. Brooke had 11 kills, hit over 200. The Fury were led by Reagan Pittman Nelson, all-star. 6 kills, 286 with a block and an ace. But Columbus moved to 0-7 in front of the home crowd. Bleak. Like I said, it's tough to be a Columbus fan right now. I hope they're giving you some food deals and stuff, or some signage to make funny signs because need something to entertain you at those games right now. All right, this current week, Thursday, March 12th, Orlando Valkyries at Indy Ignite on the Roku channel. Indy really couldn't be stopped in this one. They rolled over Orlando in a sweep in front of the home crowd, 25-20, 25-22. 25-17. Indy did about all they could have hoped for on offense in this match. They had 381 to Orlando's 190, with 4 players reaching double-digit kills for the match. The Valkyries won. Lydia Martin, really, really great game. 10 kills on only 13 swings. She had 769. Ajani Taylor came off the bench to finish with 10 kills at 529 with a block. Lekator led the team in kills with 12. She had 300, had a block in there as well. And Anna DeBeer added 11 kills at 292, as well as 3 blocks. Naya Chamay led the Valkyries with 11 kills at 259. 2 blocks as well in there, and Kaz Brown had 8 kills at 316 to 3 blocks for the match. Natalie Foster also had 4 kills at 300 with a block and 2 aces. They really couldn't find consistent finishing from the rest of the roster, left with a quick loss in that match. Moving on, Friday, March 13th, my sister's birthday. Grand Rapids Rise at Atlanta vibe. Atlanta came out hot, but on this Friday the 13th, the vibes were just a little off, and they cooled off in the Rise won in close 4 sets. They lost the first 19-25, and then the Rise won 25-23, 25-23, 25-19. Grand Rapids did not set the world on fire offensively in this one necessarily, but they got points when they needed. They won the second and third sets by 2 points each. They hit 194 to Atlanta's 173. Paige Briggs Romine, another All-Star, had a rare off day for the team. They still co-led them with 11 kills, hitting 95 with an ace and two blocks. Carly Snyder also had 11 kills, hit 200 with an ace and three blocks. Berkeley Oblad had a great game for them, 10 kills at 348, and Candela Alonso Corcelis came off the bench to have 9 kills at 240 with an ace and five blocks. Alyssa Jensen did her one better with 6 blocks along with 6 kills in that match. On the other side, Atlanta was led by another huge Aiko Jones game, All-Star. She finished hitting 311 with 24 kills and a block. Leah Edmond and Taylor Smith struggled a bit behind her. Edmond, also another All-Star, finished 11 kills at 019, added 4 blocks as well, while Smith had 8 kills at 33 with 2 aces. Phoebe Awalaya had another good game as well, 6 kills at 417. She had 3 blocks, and Jackie Moore added 8 kills at 333 with a block and 2 aces, with no service errors for her. Also that Friday, Columbus Fury at Dallas Pulse. More the same for Columbus as that Omaha game on Tuesday. It was a good third set for them, but they still ended up getting swept by Dallas 25-17, 25-19, 26-24. Dallas hit over 300 as a team. Some nice games down the line, highlighted especially by Lane Van Buskirk, who hit 611 for the match with 13 kills and a block. Sofia Maldonado Diaz had 15 kills on the day at 312 to lead the team. She had 2 blocks as well, and Mimi Collier had 10 kills at 206 with a block and an ace in there as well. On the other side, in that third set, Columbus hit really well. They had 361 to the Pulse's 286, but still lost the set. A bit of a microcosm of their season so far. Even when they're doing really well, can't quite win the sets. Akasha Anderson had a really good game for them, though. 11 kills at 360 with an ace, and Jalen Hodge came off the bench in each set and finished with 5 kills on 6 swings. Reagan Pittman Nelson also hit over 300 with 6 kills and a block, but like I said, bit more of the same for Columbus. We move on to Saturday, March 14th. San Diego Mojo at Orlando Valkyries on YouTube. Orlando turned their week around this time, winning in a sweep over the Mojo. So still played only 6 sets like Columbus did in these games, but they got a win in one of them. Orlando really good offensively, but also defensively. According to the team site, they set the record for most digs in a 3-set match. They had 70, and it felt like it. They were really getting to everything. Charity Looper had 15 of those digs, while also leading the team with 16 kills at 300. Had a block in there as well. And Nia Shimei had 14 kills at 294, along with an ace and 2 blocks. Champu added 12 digs to her 34 assists. Had an ace and block in there too for good measure. On the other side, San Diego finished hitting 133 to Orlando's 254. Were led by Grace Loberg's 10 kills at 83 with 2 blocks. Maya Tabron also passed really well, had 6 kills at 111. Also on Saturday, the big game of the week, Indy Ignite at Omaha Supernovas on the Roku channel. Epic battle in this one. Omaha staved off the reverse sweep at home to win in 5 sets, 25-20, 25-23 in the first 2 sets. Then they lost 26-28 and 22-25 in the next 2, and then won 16-14 in the 5th set to finish the match off. This one was a lot of fun to watch. Came away feeling like Indy really got in their own way in a way that we're not used to seeing, especially this season. Omaha really made them pay, especially with the block. They finished with 18 blocks to Indy's 9. Omaha now responsible for 2 of Indy's 3 losses on the year. I'm sure Indy would prefer to miss them in the first round of the playoffs. Supernovas also set an attendance record in this one, another pro volleyball North American attendance record, 16,800 plus in attendance for this game. The environment was really great, and they got their fans a win, led by Sarah Parsons, 19 kills at 197. She had a couple blocks as well. Kara Reinhardt had 4 aces with 3 blocks and 4 kills at 273, and Janice Liao had a monster 8 blocks along with her 5 kills at 357 and an ace. Brooke passed pretty well in this one. Still had a bit less of a great hitting percentage in terms of what we're used to seeing from her. But she had 12 kills still at 149 and really did well for them. Indy had some decent games down the roster, but felt like this match, like I said, was defined by some of their errors. Along with being blocked those 18 times, they had 21 hitting errors and 15 errors from the service line. Blake Moeller stood out with 5 blocks as well as her 8 kills at 316. And Lydia Martin added 12 kills at 280 along with her couple of blocks. Johnny Taylor, Kayla Lund, and Anna DeBeer all had over 10 kills for the match, but none of them hit better than 170. Like I said, rare to see Indy out of sorts like that. But maybe Omaha has a little something on them, and they would prefer not to meet them in that first round of the playoffs. Regardless, if they do see each other in the postseason, it'll be a really awesome match, as it has been every time they've seen each other this year. And then last match of the week, Sunday, March 15th, Atlanta Vibe at Dallas Pulse on CBS Sports Network. Dallas are back to looking dominant, winning their second sweep for the week, this time over the Vibe. 25-23, 25-22, 25-20. Really a great win for Dallas that Atlanta couldn't figure out a way to slow them down. And yeah, it's one thing to sweep Columbus early in the week, but sweeping Atlanta is not something we see super often. Some close sets in there, but it felt like it was defined more by Dallas errors than necessarily Atlanta forcing them. They finished with 10 hitting errors, but Atlanta only blocked them twice in the match. Sofia Maldonado Diaz led the way with 19 kills at 429 with a block and an ace. And Mimi Collier had 14 kills at 355. Lane Van Buskirk had another phenomenal game, 10 kills at 571 along with 2 blocks and 2 aces. I thought she had a shout for Player of the Week this week, but as we were not recording earlier, but talking volleyball, NVA actually won. But still, Dallas, 2 Player of the Weeks in a row now. They deserve it. They're playing really well. Net NVA in this game, 2 blocks along and an ace, along with her 47 assists for the match. On the other side, Atlanta didn't have a terrible day, but next to Dallas, just not good enough to win. They had 243 to Dallas's 375. Aiko Jones, another good game. She was the only Vibe player with double-digit kills, finishing with 15 at 333 and half of Atlanta's 2 blocks on the match. Phoebe Awalaya had another solid game, 7 kills at 462, and Jackie Moore also hit 400, throwing in 4 kills there. Other than that, bit of an off day for the Vibe. Leah Edmond played the first 2 sets, finished with 5 kills for them at 190, and that was the whole week. So yeah, enjoy that, Scorner. It's a short one for you this week, but thanks for listening anyway. As Nikki would say, go give us friggin' 5 stars for this score breakdown on all your various podcasting platforms. And as Kelly would say, don't forget to be the captain of your own court, which in some senses would mean, like double check Zoom. Make sure that they're doing the things that you want them to do. Otherwise, you'll end up with a shorter podcast episode than usual. So let's call it a vacation. We'll see you next week. Bye.